Good evening, guys. How are we all doing? So this is Dan from Trading with Dan. That's the one. I almost forgot my name then. Dan from Trading with Dan, and this is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we'll go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Bitcoin on the 4 hour. So you can see we have broken out of this this level of resistance that we put in, which is all it really was the high of this candle pretty much here. Broke out above that. Come back and back tested it quite nicely, and it is now we're going to play that same game again. Are we going to get that continuation to the upside? We've had this obviously larger breakout, back test, break back above. We've had this mini back test of this level, so this is basically the point of failure for a start, when we actually kind of don't make one of these back tests. I mean, trending markets and trading the back tests old resistance as new support is one of the easiest ways of trading. This is why I like horizontals, because that's where these are rather than trend lines. And you can just kind of see you break out, you back test, you bounce, you break out, you back test, you bounce, you break out, you back test. This one was a bit more of a sterner back test, but eventually bounced and then broke out, back testing. And obviously it is fractal in nature. It can happen on many different time frame charts. But yeah, as you can see, we are having another back test of a breakout. And are we going to get a bounce? Are we going to continue upwards? Is it just going to continue on this relentless move up? We shall see. Obviously you guys know that I thought we were going to end up in here, but I wouldn't rule it out yet though, because we are on this 5-day 9, and in 2 days we do have a weekly 9, and you've only got to look at the bi-weekly to see how these can definitely play out. Look, bi-weekly 9, big move down there. Bi-weekly 9 pretty much around the low. We did dip a bit lower, and obviously the bi-weekly 9 there. So I mean, I know this is not a bi-weekly line 9 we're looking at, but I'm just saying these larger time frame 9s can do some funky stuff. I mean, look at this parabolic move all the way until it runs into a weekly 9, and then that is it. No higher. Stopped in its tracks. So didn't get one up here. But yeah, so that is what I would be watching. This is pretty parabolic. Price action can't just keep going up in a straight line. You can just look at previous price action and see that isn't the case. It doesn't happen quite like that. Even down to this move up here, it looks like it's pretty much straight up, but I mean, we clearly had a number of weeks of sideways here, and then we did have a pretty a big pullback here, incidentally guys, off a weekly 9, from high to low. It's literally opened and then started trading down. That candle did. That's a 15% drop. If Bitcoin was to drop 15% from where it is now, we're actually only looking at around 16k. So not too bad, is it? Obviously it doesn't have to be from this level now. We can still keep pumping up into this 9, but yeah, 16k, not even very, I wouldn't say that's very far away. You guys kind of, it's basically the midpoint of the range that I believe that we'll stay in. This 16k, this 14 to 18k, the midpoint is clearly 16k. Yeah, I mean, a pullback to 16k off the weekly 9 in a couple of days is going to look very normal. Just chart pattern. I mean, it's not necessarily a pattern. It's just how charts move, how price action moves. It's not necessarily a pattern that it does that, but it is a pattern, obviously, that we sort of go up and down, up and down, up and down, even if we have an upward bias. But yeah, that, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, a move down to 16k would look pretty normal, and then we can play the, are we going to get picked up at 16k? Are we just going to bounce off it and trade in this range, the 16 to 18k, and then potentially lose the 16k and come back down to test 14k, fully shake out all those recent FOMO inners, all those people that are getting in recently. That would be a nice shakeout, because that would obviously be I would guess about hey, let's put a number on it, 32% down to this horizontal. Oh, not even close. Not even close. Well, 30%. Oh, it'll be down here. No, all right then. Okay then. So, but down to 14k is only 25%. 25% is quite a lot though. When you kind of think of it, it's a quarter of the price. But yeah, easily that 15% move down to 16k. This is all on the cards, guys. This is all on the cards. But obviously the alternatives there, we are close. We are close. All the tether fairies have got to do is just print a few billion more, drop it onto some exchanges, buy up some Bitcoin, and then pow, it will just be insane. But yeah, like I said, we are due some sort of sideways or down. We have got the TDs coming in. The TDs on the 12 hour and the daily didn't do a lot. I'll just show you that real quick. As you can see, we are trading above the 12-hour one here, and we are trading above the indecision daily 9 here. But yeah, like I said, like I probably did say, how you kind of trade these is the next day. If we you can more aggressively, if we trade below, then you buy as soon as we break below. So you can set like a stop sell order here, or buy when you break above here, or you can wait for the close, which is an hour, and then go along then, because we are basically confirmed above here with a close, and potentially then coming up to the next resistance level. So that is how you will trade that, and obviously you can see the textbook nature of that trade. 4-hour 9 though, is a 4-hour 9 going to reverse the market? Not necessarily, but it can definitely give us some sideways to down, and that is basically what it is doing. It is doing it. So again, it is just another incident of just showing how good the TD is. Clearly doesn't work all the time. Nothing works all the time. Otherwise, well, if it worked all the time, it then wouldn't work any of the time, because it would just get dealt with by market participants. But yeah, it does work out an uncanny amount of times. So hey, so yeah, we've broken up. Are we just trading sideways to down? Going to get support in here and then go for another leg up? Is that what is going? Is there more appetite for BTC buying here? Is there more new retail fresh cash coming, hitting Coinbase and market buying? I actually think the question to that is probably no. But hey, we shall see what happens. Let's have a look then at those major markets. Dollar index, as you can see, looking to try and regain this trend line. Bounced off obviously this level down here another time, a third time. Is it just going to put in a lower high and literally just drop this level, come down to the 91 handles, or are we I mean, we've got this low here, slightly higher low here, and this is maybe, yeah, it's an equal low. It's literally, or if anything, it's actually a bit of a tick lower. But we didn't make a lower low, put it that way. Well, we did by a tick, but it's roughly the same. But are we gonna try and turn around here, putting trying to put more effort into this reversal? But that's what I'm trying to say. Are we going to try and get into this zone, or are we literally just doomed? Or is the dollar just done? Not that we're doomed, because it'll be good for risk assets and Bitcoin, but are we just dropping this level? We are going to probably have to make a decision soon. Yeah, having said that though, because we're at an important level and I think things are generally bearish, we could literally trade sideways at this level for a bit, whilst the market literally does decide what it wants to do. Stocks not looking particularly anything at the moment. Very head and shoulders sort of looking formation here. So yeah, we could lose this level basically, and then yeah, next stop down here. At which point we've obviously would have lost this high and this high. So I would then, if we do lose this level and we come down to here, I would definitely increase the likelihood of at least a midpoint retest of this whole move. So roughly in the zone here. Probably extend this along actually, because it's probably around that level. And then if we bounce off there but don't basically keep going, come back, take that out, and then yeah, just come for a full zigzag pattern. So potentially even down to here, or maybe even down to the same level we've come down to a few times. But I would say we're falling from a higher height and potentially get down to here. Very basic analysis there. We're falling from a higher height, guys, so we're just going to hit a higher low. It is that simple. Anyway, it isn't that. I was being sarcastic then. Anyway, not Bitcoin, Ethereum. There we go. New recent highs for a long time. For basically since this is clearly the end of, well, the start of 2018. Yes, look at that. I mean, we were waiting for this Ethereum move. It did test our patience. It did go on for longer, and it still hasn't reached the full level. I mean, realistically, we're expecting a bit higher, basically, is what I'm saying here. But yeah, is Ethereum going to go on a run? Is Ethereum going to kick its backside into gear and start to make some real progress? Potentially. This is what is realistically going to tell us if it is or not. This here, I have been stating how important this kind of level is for us to at least have a decent bounce off and potentially turn the trend bullish again. So we are obviously in the midst of a tiny bit of a move up. It's nothing spectacular at all. If anything, just a relief rally from this move down. Broke obviously the upside of this downward sloping trend line of the channel, basically, that was containing price action. But yeah, so is this it? Are we going to get continuation? Well, at least to here, really, if you want to count this descending channel as from this point. Are we going to basically get up to here and then maybe come and test this as support and then go bullish and then go to 1500 Ethereum? It is likely. It's likely. I can't say stuff like that. I personally think it is likely. I think ETH 2.0 and the money that's the Ethereum that's going to get staked up in there, locked up in there. I mean, I don't think they basically, when people put their Ethereum into Ethereum 2.0 for that staking, it is basically you can't get it back. I'm not sure you can get it back ever. It just stays as part of that 2.0 network for them when the rest of the Ethereum network transfers over. Obviously, I may have explained that in a bit of a layman's way. If you're a crypto expert, you'll probably know that better. But that is basically how I understand, is that that then stays in ETH 2.0 now. It's done. It's out of our ETH reality, and it will basically be there again when the rest of Ethereum moves over to ETH 2.0, which could be a long time away, basically. But that will clearly it will reduce the supply, basically, and then people also will be trying to get together those 32 Ethereum to get the nodes. So I know Bitcoin's gone on a run. It's looking great. Bitcoin is a king. Blah blah blah. But I think Ethereum is going to have its day. And I think that could be pretty soon, and I think it could be from this level here. So that will be interesting to watch. Gold and silver doing nothing though, guys. Still tightening up, as you can see. Ultra tightening up here. So they're going to break. There's going to be expansion. There is going to be expansion. You can kind of look consolidation, expansion, consolidation, expansion, consolidation, expansion, consolidation, expansion. Low vol leads to high vol, leads to low vol, leads to high vol. It's just how markets work. This is low vol for quite an extended period. So this is going to lead to a big break, upside or downside. I mean, my guess is the DXY is going down. So my guess would really have to be this is going to go up. So that is that. BTC.D, BTC dominance. We did drop out basically of the flag, bull flag, and we did literally come and test almost to the tick our level, which was just this level here. Bounced off that very strongly, but now look at, well, just a midpoint retest. I mean, this is what I mean by a midpoint retest. Here's the high range candle. Come down to the midpoint. Do we bounce here? In which case, if we do, yeah, full retrace then onwards. Or if we have the bounce, we come back down, take out the midpoint, back down, and we'd expect to probably take out this level on the second pass. Maybe if we consolidate for a bit and then take it out. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I mean when I talk about like the midpoint retest of the move of the overall range. And we do have this overall move here, which would indicate a move down to here, just as a midpoint retest of here, and then that is just an important level for us to then either bounce and go stay bullish, or we lose that, we go for 100% and then potentially more. How is Tesla doing? Tesla on a nearly on a 4-hour 9. And I would like to point out 4-hour 9, 4-hour 9, 4-hour 9, 4-hour 9, 4-hour 9, and soon to be 4-hour 9. So is Tesla due a pullback? Maybe, but we have broke out this formation, and Tesla has played out some very nice. I think this is yeah, because this is a new Tesla. Obviously, I had price action drawn on this from a while back, but it was in the old. It was in the pre share split ages, pre share split time. So yeah, this is the projected target, but do we have the strength to do it? We've got to take out this high as well. Stock's not necessarily doing blindingly well. Here you can see the S&P, here you can see the Nasdaq not doing a lot. Here you can see the Dow and the Russell are going to be doing better because obviously, I say obviously, I know it may not be obvious, but basically, I was going to say obviously again, tech stocks are obviously doing well with lockdowns and COVID and all that jazz, and the Russell particularly bad. But if we're going to come out of lockdowns and we're going to basically have a vaccine, etc., then these stocks that did particularly bad are then going to start to outperform the tech stocks that are particularly good. So yeah, not that is obviously, when I say obviously, it's just how I talk. It's not like I'm trying to be condescending by saying it's obvious, and if it's not obvious to you, then what's wrong with you? It's just I just say obviously, and I say or other things is basically space fillers in conversation. Anyway, so that is we did Bitcoin pretty thoroughly, so we'll just have a quick whiz through the stochastics. What are we looking at? What are we looking at in the stochastics? Are we going to get to see the stochastic? Yes, we are. So yeah, I mean the 4 hour we looked at this morning turned up. Yeah, coming up nicely. Obviously, this is giving us some nice upward bias at the moment. Obviously, I'm guessing 10 hours. I'm guessing a lot of these are going to turn back up. 10 hours turn back up, which looks particularly good. And I actually think the 12 hour is unbelievably, if we stay where we are, is unbelievably going to maintain this absolutely super aggressive trend line. And this is pretty much, I mean, just look. This doesn't really, I mean, our score, because obviously it's scrunching up. Look, this doesn't really happen. It happened for a little bit of time here, but no, it didn't, because obviously it didn't bring us all the way down like this has brought us all the way up. I mean, this is very intriguing price action for the stochastic. I mean, I'm just showing you, like, there isn't really a lot. There isn't really a lot of it, is there, really, to be honest? Yeah, I mean, there isn't. It's just, it is very odd. It is very odd. So we are going to lose it at some point. Obviously, we have to. I mean, we have to progress through time. Time is a constant here. Time may not be a constant, but we're not going to get into that into too much detail. Yeah, I mean, time, so far as our charting skills, charting needs and purposes, is a constant, and we are going to end up at this point in time at some point, and we're going to have to have lost the trend line. So yeah, but I kind of mean that we're going to have to lose the trend line and then break downwards and have a move basically down. So that's kind of what I am thinking. And yeah, I mean, if that if we come down, if the weekly 9 plays out, we get weakness because of the 5-day 9 as well, and all that cool stuff. I mean, that I think will at least precipitate a move down to about 16k, and during the process of that, the 12-hour stochastic will clearly break and it will clearly come down. So but for the time being, we are in just this incredible price stochastic technical chart movement. It's not a price, but yeah, yeah, Bitcoin is obviously having another little bit of a test to the upside off the back of it. So yeah, very interesting times. It is now the weekend though, so we are on our own. So let's see how Bitcoin gets on at the weekend. I mean, I don't necessarily expect a big move down to this level over the weekend. If we're going to get any big moves, it will probably be to the upside. in preparation. The whales in preparation, squeezing us to the upside to squeeze some shorts out if there's any shorts left alive. And hit some liquidity up here, get some nice sells in before we then test some downside. That would be, if we're going to have a big move, that would be the most likely move. Other than that, potential sideways for the weekend. But if there was ever a weekend, just because of the move at price action we've got and the levels that we're at, that we were going to get a big move over the weekend, and I think this might be one of them, and it would be T to the upside. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Nothing is off the table at the moment. So yeah, that is it, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys in the morning.